All right. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Guess that's my new catchphrase now. I am going to be playing as Japan in this live stream, and we are going to be playing with their national currency. Now, the thing about Japan is that their currency is actually really easy to read if you know how to look at their currency. So essentially today is that we are going to play with their national currency in mind, and then we are going to be doing policies based on that is radiation right there. So since you guys know I'm in the game, let's go ahead and transition this over. You guys should be able to see everything. Looks like it's working well. Just wanting to make sure. You see a black screen? You do not. But there is something in the corner for some reason. I don't know what that is. Looks like a copy. OBS is acting so weird right now. Okay, so let me transition this over, and I think I know exactly what it is. It's mainly because I got a brand new software called Wallpaper Engine, and Wallpaper Engine is running on all three of my monitors right now, and it is just wanting to okay, so I think I actually figured out what it was. Just finished Japan campaign also. What year did you get to? So it is paused. Well, yeah, it looks like there's like a little copy. Hang on. Okay, one more time, and then I'm gonna fix this real quick. I love OBS. I think I need to go through and figure out like what is essentially causing this. But I'm not late. It is great you're not late. Why are you late to my live stream? Whatever. I guess you're gonna have to deal with that little corner bug right now. I'm gonna figure it out in the next live stream, so that is not an issue. All right, looks like that works. All right, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. So just a preview, these figures are going to be very weird looking. So you see that I am spending $98 trillion on my Social Security. Now, why is it $98 trillion? Well, if you actually look, if you actually look, I have yen displayed in this game. So you can see that my national debt is not a billion. It is not a trillion. This is trillion right here. Again, this number is in billions. 7 trillion, 27 trillion, 300 trillion. No. We have $1 quadrillion, except yen, 1 quadrillion yen in debt. That is how much debt that Japan has in their own national currency. However, translated, that is about $10 trillion in national debt that Japan has. But in yen, again, that is $1.3 quadrillion in national debt. That is a very large number for their own national currency. The reason for this is because they have a very low exchange rate, mainly because their economy has been stagnating for about 30-40 years, like ever since the 90s. Around the 90s, so that's 90, 20, it's about 30 years that their economy has been stagnating for. I think what we could do is that we could increase the interest rate, which will cause more of a demand for our currency. Uses interest rate on demand market. This is the rate at which other banks borrow and invest their cash. Fluctuations in this rate usually have an impact on the interest rate that banks offer to companies and households. This is how a central bank can affect the supply and demand of credits, price trends, and its exchange rate. Chris, what is going on? When do you think Power and Revolution 2021 will release? I just asked Louis Marie Riquez. I emailed him last night. I said, hey, is there any chance that when did PG get a glorious webcam? I've had this webcam for years, and I actually didn't draw attention to that. So hello, I am PoliticsGaming. If you've never seen me before, I think this is the first live stream for Power and Revolution that I've done a webcam for. So I, you know, I'm trying to do this a little bit more. I don't do these enough. You look younger than I thought you were. Is that an insult or a compliment? But yeah, if you guys have never seen me before, this is what I look like. I want to do more live streams like this where you guys can see me. Okay, so just so I can continue to play, and I'm probably going to be discussing this while I make changes. So you going to turn Japan into a republic? And I am not. I am not. Just so you guys know what you guys are looking at whenever I am making changes to law. So let's go over to minimum wage, for example. So what you're going to do is that you are going to take away 3 digits from this number right here in order to get the actual dollar amount for this number. So in order to really know what you're looking at is it is about 3 digits that you have to take off in order to get the actual dollar amount. So if we take off the 6, the 8, and the 6, then you can see that that is about $1,200-$1,300 that is in US dollars. If you've ever actually gone to a Japanese market in the United States, they actually have these, and at least in the place that I live in, they actually have these slips that actually say, this is the exchange rate that you're looking at right here, and then this is how much a product is going to cost if it is $1, $2, or $3. So the easiest way to look at Japanese yen, and I know a lot of people are going to be coming in asking me saying, like, what am I looking at? Like, how do you know what you're doing? And I really don't want to repeat this so many other times, but again, I'm going to say this right here. Take off the first 3 digits that you see, and you get the actual dollar amount, or roughly the actual dollar amount that you're looking at. So if this is 136,768 yen, then you're looking at about $12 to $1,300 of US dollars for that reference point. To convert that into euros or into pounds, I cannot tell you that as of right now. Now, if you actually look right here, you can actually do the math yourself. You have the exchange rate in euros, and you have the exchange rate in dollars. Now, what we want to do, maybe by the end of this live stream series, if we actually make this into a series, we could actually get this to 1 cent in US dollars. Now, what we need to do in order to do that, we need to expand the Japanese economy. We need to expand the demand for Japanese yen on the foreign markets. That is going to be an extremely difficult job, and we need to expand the economy. We need to get the company tax down. We need to get the employer employer social security payments down. We're going to try to get those down by about 1%. I enjoy going to a country in crisis and fixing it, like Syria or some other third nation in Africa. All right, so since we had enough discussions about the Japanese economy and the Japanese currency, because again, you're just now joining, we are playing with Japanese yen. So, and again, just to reiterate before we continue on, if you look at these numbers, take off the first 3 digits that you see, and you can see what we are looking at. We are looking at about $98 billion in spending for the Social Security payments. So again, this says $98 trillion yen that we are looking at. 27 trillion yen, 26 trillion yen. That's a lot in terms of debt reimbursement. What do you think about the infrastructure bill? I think that the Republicans and the Democrats should continue working together, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. I think that infrastructure is important, but I don't understand why Democrats are basically pushing for, like, you know, old care in an infrastructure bill. Like, that has nothing to do with infrastructure. And that's where most of the money for that bill is going. It's not going to roads. It's not going to internet. It's not going to high-speed rail. It's not going to energy. It's going to the care of older Americans. And that's not a necessarily bad policy. But whenever you're putting that into an infrastructure bill, it just looks like that you're just picking and choosing, and you're just saying, like, hey, we know this is going to be impossible to pass, like, by itself, but let's go ahead and throw this into an extremely important bill that the United States has been needing for at least the past decade or two. Speaking of infrastructure, let's go over to transportation. Road maintenance is very much spent on. How much can we invest? So that's going to be about $8.3 billion is going to be for that. Your prediction for the Japanese election this year? I think the Liberal Democratic Party is going to keep the diets. The question is, and the reason why I want to cover it is to see how much they lose it by. Well, like, does the public still support does the public still support the LDP after COVID? And from polling of the Japanese election, we do see that should still be the case. It's really not a matter of whether the LDP is going to lose in Japan. It's going to be a matter of how much the LDP loses by. What do you think about mock governments, mock simulation, where you are generally senator or governor? I used to be a part of them whenever I first joined Discord, but I don't anymore. Long live the king. Should I re-enter the Showa? That's what I'm gonna do. Should also commence the invasion of Mongolia. Make them into a Japanese puppet state. $137 troops are stationed abroad. We have 1 military campsite. Where is that? Oh, well, if you guys didn't know, Japan actually has a deployment in Djibouti. 137 troops are deployed into the Republic of Djibouti. That is mainly because of anti-piracy. There's some oil and gas on Hokkaido and the Northern Sea if you need it. Thank you. Let's go ahead and see how much a oil platform will cost. That will be 23 billion yen. So that is going to be about $200 million. And then costs over 5 years will be about $1 billion. That's going to be about $200 million, about $200 to $300 million. Should make a video showing where all the oil and gas is in Power and Revolution. In the world, because I already did for the United States, but I didn't. But I need to make another one for the world, so I will take note of that suggestion. This is a really big shadow just being cast on the Chinese-Russian border of, what is this? This is a greater outer Mongolia. I think "nay" means outer. Nay. I'm studying a little bit of Chinese, so I'm starting to get some of the words "nay" or "ni," "nay." Nay Mongol. What countries do you think are better than the United States or Japan? In Power and Revolution, Australia, Russia, Inner Mongolia, not outer. Okay, so nay must be nay must be inner then. What countries do you think are better, the United States? What countries do you think are better, or Japan? Okay. That's a hard choice, but I am an American nationalist, so I will say the United States because I am biased. But if we're talking about history, raw history, I actually really like and respect Japanese history. I like Japanese culture. I think that the United States and Japan are very equal in terms of just culture, history, value. Obviously, the United States is worth more in terms of economic value, but and then, so this is going to be the funny thing about subsidies. You guys are going to be seeing me put like extremely large hey, what's going on, AMN? I see that you have a new tag for you becoming a member of this channel. So, you guys are going to see, whenever I go into subsidies, you guys are going to see me do this. We actually have nationalized fully the railway transportation sector. How much are we making off of that? We are making 394 billion yen and 12 billion yen. So that is about $1 billion and $39 billion in sales. This is more a historical campaign. This is more of just kind of like getting like in Power and Revolution, like they're not in a position to go to war. Like Japan is just not in a position. Like unless I am attacked by North Korea or something, like I really don't. Especially whenever I'm playing Japan. I've actually had several Japan playthroughs. 12 months member now. Wow, you've been a member of this channel for 12 months. Congratulations. I don't know. I mean, like, they have an aging population. I mean, they have an extremely pacifist population. So if I do go to war, then I'm not exactly... Oh yeah, I'm gonna take out my friendliest of neighbors, Taiwan. Mostly because the United States IRO promised to protect Japan in case of war. Yeah, that's mainly why they're so pacifist. How do you fix the aging Japan population? I actually made a measure earlier. So if you actually look, you can see, look at that. That is very interesting because all of these people are going to become old in about 30 years. And once these people become old and start to retire, you know, that's whenever they also start to die off. You actually see that there's a lot of them over the age of 100. A lot of these people are going to die off, and whenever they do die off, the economy is going to shrink so much. So one of the things that you should do in order to fight that is that you need to increase the family allowances, which I actually increased the family allowances to $120, $80, and about $60. So that is going to be, that is going to pass on to 8. Can you demolish a mountain in Japan to make room for more people? Yeah.
Although you...
Speaking of housing, we need to start rehabilitating housing. So that is going to be, is that going to be $42 billion? So 2.1 trillion yen and 421 billion yen. That should be about $40 billion. So let's kind of lower. Let's do 50,000. It's going to be about 19 billion and 98 billion over the next 5 years. That like to dislike ratio, though, what's... I actually didn't see it. Let's see what's going on, see how many people are disliking. Why are so many people disliking? Apparently it's because... Yikes. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Absolutely. I don't understand why everyone's disliking, but... I just want 5,000 subscribers. Perfection of biodegradable plastic. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Aha, This new technology, did I discover it first? I like this new music. Yeah, that's probably why everyone disliked it, is because of the music. And guys, if you're watching this for the first time, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to help me hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway of Power and Revolution 2021 edition. If we hit 5,000 subscribers by July 4th, so do subscribe if you are interested in that giveaway. Law and Family Alliances has passed, so that means that we are now giving out 12,000 yen for people having 3 children or more. Our military is still on the rise. What do you think about what do you think? What is your thought about my question of demolishing a mountain in real life? Well, the thing about that is that we don't necessarily need to demolish a mountain. Japan actually has a project to build a pyramid right here in this area right here. This is I think is the Yokosuka Sea or something. I forgot. Or Tokyo. It's Tokyo Bay. So Tokyo Bay has a plan of building a massive pyramid in the middle of Tokyo Bay, and then that will house 1 million people inside of that pyramid alone. So that is one of the other things about Japan, is that in order to, for one, accommodate for a rising population, they can also build like these massive pyramids that will literally tower like as high as a cruising plane, about 20,000, 30,000 feet into the air, and it'll house over 1 million people inside of these areas. How did Japan become so mountainous in the first place? Well, if you actually are not that familiar with geography, if that wasn't your strong suit in school, I can give you a little bit of a geography lesson. So, if you actually notice something about, and actually it's perfect in Power and Revolution, if you actually notice something about this Pacific region, Indo-Pacific region, you can actually see something. You see all these mountains right here? You see how these mountains kind of slide along right here? You see these mountains along California. You see these mountains that kind of like edge along. And you see something right here. You see this. You see this little ridge right here. that kind of extends down into Japan. This is what is known as the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is one of the most volcanically active and earthquake-ridden regions of the world. And if you actually see something right here, oh, that is perfect. That is perfect. So if you actually see something right here, you'll see this ridge right here. You'll see this ridge right here. And you'll see this ridge right here coming in from the north. Japan is literally centered in one of the most earthquake-ridden and also volcanically active regions in the world. They are smack right in the middle of 3 different tectonic plates on the planet. So again, you can see one right here, and one right here. So that is actually really cool to see in Power and Revolution, and also makes me want to spend a little bit more on earthquakes. That's going to cost 293 billion yen. We're going to hold off on that for right now. I would say that Logan Paul puts more people off YouTube than brings them on. Japan is in Ring of Fire, which also motivated a desire to expand and gain resources. Yeah. So that is a big geography lesson right there about PoliticsGaming. Should I start a geography channel? Talk about the geopolitics of the world and the other types of topics. That'd be fun. Nuclear energy improvement of the fission plants. We have a new type of reactor and has been successfully tested for a nuclear fission plant. This optimization diminishes the risk of nuclear accidents, also allows us to reduce the production of radioactive waste, and also increases energy production. We're not the first, but we can profit a lot from this technology. We're going to wait a couple of days and we're going to initiate our first 3G EPR nuclear power plant. Yeah, my new channel would be like a mix of the Caspian Report, Geography Now, and might not sound like a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe if I can actually get some good people behind it. I would like to have people behind if I were to start a second channel. I don't just want to start a second channel on my own. I don't know. I already manage this one by myself, but I'd like to do... Well, I mean, I'm already doing that. It's called the Political Scope Podcast. Shout out to Gomez. Go ahead and subscribe to Gomez. I bet PG would run a pretty good geography channel. Oh god, I would. Are we ready for a... Yep, we are. So let's go ahead and initiate. So that's going to be $14 billion for over the next 5 years, or over the next year, $72 billion over the next 5 years. So that's actually, so that is about, let's say, $4 billion off. So that's $69 billion over the next 5 years. But that is 1.4 trillion yen and 7.2 trillion yen. But we're going to initiate that right now. We're going to build that in. This is going to be the Kyushu region. Actually, the only other country that I'm familiar with in terms of regions, other than the United States, is actually Japan. Japan is actually very interesting because, you know, they have the Kanto region right there. They have the Toko region. They have the Kanto region, which is a part of the capital region. They have the Chubu region. They have the Chugoko region. Had a little bit of trouble there. The Shikoku region. And the Kansai region, which is also the second most important region in Japan. And then the southernmost is called the Kyushu region. And then the southernmost is called the Ryukyu Islands, which is home to Okinawa. Okinawa is actually home to the largest and deadliest battle of World War II against the United States. We're going to say no to a meeting with Jamaica. Killing tarantulas causes the death of an official.
In a statement sent to the press, the terrorist organization has claimed responsibility for the operation. We have collected intelligence from various departments.
I don't understand how he was known. Yeah, he was like on the radar, but I never launched an investigation of him. Can you imagine Japan being flat land, not mountainous? That would be, I mean, they probably wouldn't be Japan if they weren't so mountainous, because that's one of the reasons why it was so hard to invade them in the first place, is because, like, the Mongols tried it back in the 1300s, and they were unable to invade Japan because, for one, because of the tsunamis, and two, I mean, if they even tried, I mean, you know, you're having to fight up mountains every couple of miles, and that's one of the other reasons why it was it would have been very, very difficult for the United States to invade them, because, I mean, you know, fighting on Iwo Jima. Well, let me find Iwo Jima real quick. Is Iwo Jima around right here? Yeah, that's Iwo Jima. Looks like, oh yeah, it looks like a coffin. That's ironic. Iwo Jima I think Iwo Jima is like somewhere around like right here, or I think it's right here. No, it is right here. Okay, so that is Iwo Jima. But yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons why. And tell me, you guys, your thoughts on this. Like, do you guys think that it was justified for the United States to drop the atomic bomb on Hiroshima? Let me find Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like, what do you guys think about that? Finance growth is up. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. And our GDP is up from $5.6 trillion to $5.7 trillion. New Zealand, yeah, let's go ahead and entertain them for a meeting. I like how you guys can see whenever I click off. That's kind of funny. Have you heard of Operation Cherry Blossom? I have not. So what I'm gonna do right now, for some reason Japan is so susceptible to famines in this game, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through every single food sector and I'm going to exonerate every single one of them. So we're gonna be reading chat while I do this. Beer, we're not gonna do. Cereals. Aquaculture, yeah. We're gonna exonerate fishing. Is it realistic for the United Nations to unite the planet at some point? I mean, it depends. I mean, I personally would hate to see a one world government, and I think it's almost impossible, especially right now, for the world to be just united into one country with. It would basically be like a federation. It would be like one large federation, and then it would all meet like at the United Nations or something like that. But we would really need some like world-ending threat, like immediate threat. Not something that's gonna hit us in 12 years, not something that's gonna hit us in 30 years. Something like right now, like the Galactic Empire would have to show up outside of my window right now for everyone to be like, okay, let's all unify together. And I seriously feel like that the only way for us to, every country can unite under the Norwegian flag. Yes, 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 sir. Yes, sir. Let me try something real quick. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Only making about $400 million off of a sugar. Let's do food safety. Is that $22 billion that we're spending? 2 trillion, 2 trillion. We really need to start doing something about getting some revenue. So it's gonna be $10 billion that we're gonna spend there. I'm gonna start calling it yen, just so you guys can. I just know I've never done something like this before on my channel, but I've actually been wanting to do something like this. So we are going to start calling it yen. So what we don't want... $739 billion yen. That'd be about $7 billion. You definitely should continue using Facecam, yeah. 2.6 trillion yen. So in order to start making money, I need to maybe increase that. Operation Cherry Blossom was a biological attack that Japan was planning on launching to the United States West Coast. Jesus. If I was a politician in Japan, which party would we run with? Liberal Democrats. Maybe... I would have to think about that. But at least from what I know right now, it would be the Liberal Democrats. So is that 8? See, that's the funny part, is that for some reason income tax is taking up a massive amount of the room. I don't understand why. Well, I mean, I kind of understand why, but this is just not, like... Maybe there should be a drop down. That would actually be really good. That would be cool. It is unrealistic to invade America in any World War scenario. I don't know. 56 yen for the tax on petroleum and energy products. Okay, let's do 200 billion yen. Let's go ahead and do that. Make a little bit of money.
Good morning. I didn't come empty-handed.
24 billion yen, it's about 202. Take away. What is that, beef? It's about $200 million. 244, so So what you want to do on these contracts whenever you see this, so it's going to be these three numbers. So 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be like the high, the 10th, or the highest cent amount, and then the two numbers preceding it, or whatever that is. So it's going to be these three numbers right here where the decimal is. It's going to be the 2 in front and then 1 in the back. Those are the numbers that you're going to be wanting. You're going to be removing from that. So assuming that I'm correct, that is about $244 million, $200 million. In between $200 to $300 million is going to be that rough estimate. Can you recommend a good political simulator game? I'm gonna have to think about it real quick. I'd recommend this, but probably already have it. Can you imagine the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan wins control of this year's election? I am gonna do a little bit more analysis of the Japanese election before I really make that assumption. So we're gonna refuse that for right now. Propose a alliance. They say no. A little bit of joy. Parliament. So this is the party control right now, Liberal the LDP. So apparently the LDP, it's kind of funny how they always do this, and literally the name of the Citizens Republican movement in Japan is the Liberal Democratic Party. But they're so afraid of
prospective analysis
getting copywritten or something like that, or in trouble with like one of the national governments of the world. What if you launch a program to develop nuclear weapons? That would be very unrealistic. Speaking of space, let's go over to space research. Let's go to map. Let's do Ganymede. Ganymede is a natural satellite of Jupiter, is made up of a molten core rich in iron and has under icy surface an ocean that could contain more water than all the oceans of Earth combined. The presence of water and a magnetic field combined with a gravity similar to that of the moon is considered by some to be accessible to humans despite the near absence of an atmosphere and a pervasive cold. So let's see what kind of missions we have on file for Ganymede. I actually didn't know that Ganymede had a atmosphere. Very interesting to know. I'm gonna have to confirm that later. PG, what do you think about the new voter rights bill? If you're talking about the federal one, if it's bad for the states, for some states to change voting laws, then why should the federal government come in and federalize the entire voting system? I don't know. Ganymede. Let's do Deimos, the moon, Titan. Just do one of Europa. Let's call this. So this is what I like to do whenever I play countries like Japan. We're gonna do. We're gonna call this something nice. We're gonna call it the Seikatsu. So what I like to do whenever I play these types of countries, especially hey France, the more you say play in Egypt, the less likely I'm going to do it. Because I'm already playing as Japan. Already playing as a country. This is just the Japanese gameplay for right now, but if you keep saying play in Egypt, I probably not gonna do it. Not to be rude, but you're being a little rude there. So $286 million for it's gonna be about $1.4 billion. That's about 143 billion yen. We're gonna fully fund it ourselves. We actually have the ability to go there. We have very what do you call it? We have a very good space program. If you actually don't know the name of the space program in Japan, it's called JAXA. Aha. Oh yeah, because we were clicked on Ganymede. Ancient Egypt. Yeah, if Ancient Egypt was on here, then I would do it. Dragonfly, 143 billion yen, and they will be relaunching in 2026. Creation of Sekatsu. If you're wondering about what Sekatsu means, it means life in Japanese. So we're literally just calling that space probe life. Oh my god, if in the 2021 edition we end up having like blockages in the canals of the world, that will be the funniest thing ever. Wait. Oh yeah, you see he's already stuck there. Oh, he ran aground. He ran aground. Look at that. Oh, he's gonna run aground again. Guys, Everson predicted the Suez Canal issue. Oh, he ran aground again. See? See? Aw, sucks.
The bill has
They have a 16 trillion yen budget deficit right now. Is George P. Bush the final trilogy of the Bushes? George Bush trilogy? That would be the best trilogy of all time. Like, you guys think Star Wars is great. You think Lord of the Rings is great. You think... Can't think of another trilogy, but... Yeah. I would... Hell yeah. I would vote for George P. Bush just to finish off the long-awaited Bush trilogy. Someone looks back in like 300 years and just goes, why were there 3 Bushes within like a 50-year time frame? Haha, we're getting 800 billion yen off of that industrial pollution tax increase. I thought Turkey was the most powerful country in the region. Well, I mean, it's kind of Turkey, and let's look. Economic. Well, actually, we could actually go over to comparative maps. Let's go over to security. Military power index. So Egypt is 12 and Turkey is 9. So Turkey, according to Power and Revolution, is the most powerful country in the Middle East. Loving the music in the background. I appreciate it. I'm glad that the smooth jazz is starting to grow in y'all. So I want to put at least $1 billion into subsidies. So that's going to be $100 million. It's going to be 100. So that 100 billion yen, it's going to be about $1 billion. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, it's going to be these two numbers. It's going to be based on where the decimal point is. So imagine that the decimal point is right there where the cursor is. So it's going to be these two numbers right here, and then whatever number is right before the decimal point. That is going to be the number to translate that into dollars. So 100 billion yen will be given to the nuclear industry. And then I think we can give another 100 billion yen. Well, actually, let's do, this is going to be 50 billion yen to the actual nuclear industry. Waiting for your replies. So let's go back to space research. Let's go to here, and then we can launch in 2022. Let's make this a joint effort on part of the United States. So let's go ahead and invite the United States over for a meeting. Let's do it this weekend. We're gonna ask them to join our space venture. Come on, United States. I know you want to discover life, and this will actually improve relations with the United States as they are a light green. Issuance of $3.7 trillion yen of debt.
Our fiscal performance in the last quarter is poor.
Take it over. And again, if you're watching, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and we can hit 5,000 subscribers, and then we will be doing a giveaway whenever I hit 5,000. Nuclear generated is up and running in our hiring campaign. Sectors back in business, our activities now back on track in the country. That's great. That is great. That is great. Robotic vision and digital paper. Let's go ahead and patent that. And we will not patent the robotics. We will not.
Perspective.
I'm not able to invite him.
Very
because I'm less powerful.
Sure.
Alright, let's do sales contract. Let's do automobile construction. And it's gonna be, I believe, around here. So that's gonna be about $68 billion. See what we can get. 4.03, 3.84, 3.84, 75, $71 billion, 3.6, 75s. Let's do 3.7. Can we do that? 5 years. And we did it right on our sale margin. Oh, we should have tried to go for 3.71. So that's going to be 3.7 million yen per price. So that's just about what the price is right now. And we're selling 1.9 million units to the United States. About $70.5 billion that we're going to be getting off of that, but 7 trillion yen in our own currency. It's going to be the one sales contract that we're going to do. And then we're going to go over to space research again. We're going to go to our Sakatsu program, and we're going to go ahead and approve program. 143 billion yen will be spent on that venture.
The
funeral.
Oldest person in the country.
The bill has been
Takatsu, prepare for lift. I was like, we're launching now? Let's go to services, and I'm going to give fast food a subsidy. I'm sure we're doing right there. So we're doing... Wow, we are not making that much profit off of fast food. Yikes. Let's go ahead and exonerate the sector. Let's go ahead and give them about 150 billion. Well, how much is that? So actually, yeah, 15 billion yen will do the trick. Still pulling a production surplus. I do think we have to control Erdogan to stop his expansive policies. Oh, Erdogan is a... Let's talk about that watermelon seller. Tertiary GDP, 349 to 342. Yikes. Something is going on in the tertiary sector. Numerical networks. It's about 35 billion yen? Dollars? $23 billion if we want to nationalize it slightly.
Here is our growth.
3%, very good growth rate for the good old state of Japan. See, look at that dollar rate. Let's go ahead and increase our exchange rate to 1%. Maybe that'll help out our exchange rate. Our interest rates to 1%, that'll help out our exchange rate. That's a better way to say it. Also, super chatting is very much appreciated. Becoming a member is the easiest way to support this channel. It's whatever payment per month. So if you guys are interested in that, do become a member of this channel. I'm actually starting to make more money off of memberships. So if you guys, again, want to help me out, and maybe, I mean, this could become a full-time thing. I mean, this is more of a hobby of mine because I got 5,000 subscribers. I like to do political analysis. I like to play games, and I like to stream to y'all. You guys are a very dedicated fan base. So if you guys really like this channel and want more benefits of becoming a member of this channel, do consider becoming a member. In campaign C, now it's gonna just keeps telling me that. Terrible earthquake in Ryukyu. Oh, God. Let's do 15 billion yen. Day of mourning, yes.
We have just found out that a large earthquake has devastated a region. It is still too early to give an accurate assessment of the disaster, but I fear that many people have lost their lives.
How many people did lose their lives? 466 people have died as a result of that earthquake in Ryukyu. Georgia! Let's go ahead and see what you want. Alright, let's go ahead and... I swear to God, I'm gonna fire you if you keep sending me that same message. Period of national mourning.
This tragedy affects every man and every woman in this country. Therefore, I have decided to declare a national day of mourning so that we might come together as a nation in a time of reflection. Thank you.
Right.
The investigation on the ground into the attack.
That was not a cabinet member. Well, we have a 3% deficit. We need to go ahead and start fixing that. Ouch. Ouch. We need to... Okay, what's our growth rate? 3.16. So if I can get that to like 25, a quarter of a percent to half a percent, and then I can literally get the amount of money that I need to lower the company tax to like pretty good amount. There's a yen-dollar currency exchange, which you can exploit. Do enlighten me. Never heard of that. I may not use it, but I would actually like to know. It's gonna be about $53 billion. Oof. $26 billion. If I can lower the deficit enough, then I can lower the company tax and then institute some more growth. Wait, are you talking, Kevin? Are you talking about like a yen-dollar exchange, like in real life, or are you talking about a yen-dollar exchange in the game? That's a big difference there.
Good morning.
Because if you're talking about real life, I may know what you're talking about. Okay, so it is in real life. Understandable. So this is sales gold. That is going to be about 33? Is it going to be 33? Oh God, only a ton of gold? What you doing? What you trying to scam me for, Georgia? But what are our diplomatic relations with that country? Oh, shoot. Hang on. Let's go ahead and offer you a support agreement. Yeah. God, I cannot wait for like free trade agreements in this game. Like that is like the biggest thing that I think is going to be for this game. Like I've been dying for a diplomatic trade update. Maybe there may be the ability to have trade wars now in Power and Revolution, so that is going to be awesome. Meeting between Sindego Watanabe. Oh man, yeah, I am playing as Shinzo Abe. I meant to play as the new guy, but he would have died. But we can keep playing as the badass Shinzo, even though he's not supposed to be prime minister anymore. This is in real life. An ability to open trade with the United States by renegotiating car tariffs is important to this dynamic. Preferably no tariffs between the United States and Japan, I assume would be important. I actually emailed Eversim a thing saying, like, we should have the ability to, like, specifically target tariffs from other countries so we can kind of, like, prefer trade for one country, but then loosen trade with another country. So what we need to look at right here is that I know unemployment rate. Yeah, look at that. Unemployment is actually up about 1% right now. So what we need to do is that we need to start taking advantage the amount of, it's going to be $42 billion. There's going to be a lot more people that are going to be unemployed, so we have more available manpower. Let's do that, 100,000. It'll expand the deficit a little bit, but we're going to make that money back. 29 billion yen has been assigned to us.
Our governmental...
Make sure to join the Discord if you have not, and make sure to subscribe. Again, we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers so we can beat Gen Z in our subscriber war. Let's beat Gen Z, and let's hit 5,000 so we can do that Power and Revolution giveaway.
Perspective and... Perspective analysis.
Speaking of the Tigray conflict, I want to see... Yeah, Tigray is in here. I wonder how they're going to incorporate the Tigray conflict into Power and Revolution 2021. So we're going to lose $36 billion if we lower the company tax to 35%. Can we do that? So let's look. We have $2.104 trillion in revenues. So we're going to lose $30 billion. We have about a $200 billion deficit. If we actually go and look, budget deficit, it's going to be... What is that? Is that 100 billion? No?
Our...
You actually see that. You can actually see that the exchange rate is slightly going up. You guys have any suggestions on how to get that exchange rate to go up? I think that's because I did the higher interest rate. And I know the higher interest rate will help me in getting that up, but the thing about it is that I have no way to export. Mainly because I have very high prices. I won't be getting that good contracts, but I mean, if I can sign some high dollar contracts, even if I'm not making that much profit, I'm still getting that, like, decent amount of money into the economy, or at least out of the economy. And it's kind of like, and the whole thing about currency and why currencies have these ships where they're like worth less or worth more, it always depends on the demand for that currency. The United States has a very strong currency because we have such a demand, not only inside of the United States, but outside of the United States, that we are the preferred currency. Let's do this meeting with Brazil, and I think we're going to go ahead and cut this live stream for today. It's about 3:30 where I am, and I need to go ahead and make sure a couple other things are in order. Police protests against police brutality and racism. So it looks like a certain event has happened in the United States. Let's go ahead and check the paper. A child immersed miraculously saved in Reiki Islands. And Caribbean states, you wanted results, offering them on plate. And incident in Minneapolis. So it looks like that our own natural disaster overtook the incident that happened in the United States. Demonstration in Minneapolis after police killing. Very interesting. Show me the information of Egypt inside of the game. Sure, since everyone else has been talking about Egypt. They're a republic with 102 million people in their population. They have a GDP of about $340 billion. 34 trillion yen. Again, this is in yen. This is not in dollars, it is in yen. So it is $340 billion in their GDP. They have a military regime, authoritarian military. Cairo is their capital, obviously, and land area is 387,000 square miles. 12 regions in the game. They are desert climates. Share of the world GDP is 0.37%. Growth rate, whatever. Unemployment, whatever. Inflation, whatever. A national deficit is about 10%. Stronger currency than I am. About 6 cents to nearly a cent. Debt to GDP ratio is 91, and GDP per capita is about $3,000. Looks like. CO2 emissions is 239 tons of CO2, and the military is 430,000 men. 0 nuclear weapons. And let's check their gross national happiness. Moderate national wealth, not a really good record on human rights. Moderate national health, moderate record on human rights. A good employment, good purchasing power compared to the rest. Not a good record on health. Moderate on environment, moderate on education, and moderate on women's rights. Apparently the world really sucks at women's rights. Friendly annexation. I dig the theme of this stream. I appreciate it. I need to do more streams like this. I definitely do want to continue this Japan thing. I actually really like playing with the native currency. I usually want to play with the native currency, but I don't understand some of the exchange rates enough to actually do it. And Japan is really the only country that I understand the exchange rate enough to where, like, I can effectively play and make policy without really worrying about, like, what I'm spending. Spain and Morocco are now at war. Or at least not at war, but they're in a conflict.
Good morning.
Apparently Jair Bolsonaro wants to work with me. 10, nah. Let's go ahead and end that meeting. Don't even like you anyway. I think we're gonna get to the end of the month, and we will call this stream quits for today. Again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit the bell notification icon and become a member if you haven't. Make sure to leave a super chat before I leave, and subscribe to the channel. I want to let's go ahead and read through this. I want to hit 5,000 subscribers by July 4th. I at the rate we're looking at right now, the rate we're growing at, it looks like that we're going to be able to meet that goal, but we don't know if we're going to stop like right before July. So let's hit 5,000 by July 4th. End of searching Riku Islands.
The relief teams have stopped searching and are preparing to return. There is no chance that anyone could have survived under that rubble.
Right, and 29 billion yen has been offered. Let's go ahead and see what we're making on special catastrophe. We have 58 billion yen in our special catastrophe fund. Also, Kevin Miller, I do appreciate that you've been like very knowledgeable in this live stream. Never seen you in any of my live streams before, so welcome to the channel if you are new. I have work tomorrow, so I wanted to get a stream in before I went to work. There is a drought in South Korea. What? What? What's going on, South Korea? I was here a long time ago. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, I've never seen you in a stream, at least. Can't really recognize it. But I apologize. But yeah, welcome. Big shout out to you. Come to present you with the final report regarding the earthquake, which will be officially communicated to the media. 478 dead and 370 people homeless or in exodus. The damage is considerable, and reconstruction will take several years. In addition, it is necessary to consider as early as now the compensation to be given to those, so they can recover a vital minimum quality of life. What do you wish to assign for these compensations? So we're doing this in yen, so we're going to think about it real quick. So we want, I know the cost is going to be over $1 billion. So we can think about 10 billion yen. I think that's going to be about 1 trillion yen. We want to do 10. We're going to do $5 billion initially. And so in terms of that, I think that's going to be about 500 billion yen. So that's going to be million or regular 100,000, million, billion. And then, I believe that's going to be... So if 100 billion yen is $1 billion, then yeah, 500 billion. Whoa. Is that how much? Is that the cap? Let's try it again. 500 billion yen. So yeah, that's going to be about the amount that we want to hand off. Million, billion. Okay. So that's going to be about 5 billion. Should aid South Korea and form an alliance. So we're going to do 10 billion yen. Yeah, that's 10 billion. Damage so far is 137 billion yen, so that's about $1 billion it costs, even though 2 people have died. Optic processor has been discovered in
Our
Japan.
governmental...
The population affected by the disaster is in a very precarious situation. Must have lost a lot and even everything, and are asking the state for help to survive. So tell me, what budget do you want to allocate to compensate victims and reconstruct the affected areas?
That kind of threw me off for a second again. I keep forgetting that this is in yen. So 294 billion yen, that's about 2.9 billion yen. I'm gonna go ahead and give them about 350 billion yen. So that's about $3.5 billion. I already gave them $5 billion. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So 522 billion yen has been compensated. So that's about 700 billion yen. So we nearly gave about, so that was about a $10 billion cost for that disaster. That was a very long disaster. I like how intuitive earthquakes are in this game, because it's like earthquakes just like, you know, I mean, that was 54 days. I actually forgot that earthquake happened. I thought we were over it. All right, let's go ahead and get to the month of July, and we will go ahead and call it quits. Hopefully nothing else happens before we try to leave. It's gonna be like, oh, you want to leave? No, we're gonna go ahead and like hit you with another earthquake. Ted Cruz 2024, welcome to the live stream, but you were coming in right at the end of this live stream. June 28th. I like how every time you just kind of like, okay, this is gonna be the where I'm gonna leave. It's just kind of like something is gonna happen before Austria. I always see that flag and I think it's like Latvia or something. Then it's like, oh, I actually recognize the face because I remember whenever this guy got elected the chancellorship of Austria.
Our fiscal performance.
All right, so $28 billion in debt has been allocated toward us. 2.8 trillion yen, 2,854 billion yen is how much we just incurred into our national debt. And then let's go ahead and check to see what our national debt is as of right now. It's actually capped off about where it is right now. So it is still 1.3 quadrillion yen. Again, that is not trillion right there. That is quadrillion. That is the number above. My friend isn't missing anymore, so I'm happy. Awesome. I'm glad to hear. But again, that is not trillion. This is billion. This is trillion. That is quadrillion right there. Quadrillion. Quintillion? No. No, Quinn is 5. Yeah, it's 5. Quinn is 5. Quadrillion. Yeah, I like how I'm just like trying to pronounce numbers here. But yeah. All right. Looks like we're making a lot more money off of nationalizations, and let's go ahead and check one more thing. Let's see what that. Oh, that thing is up and running. Awesome. And I believe we should have it nationalized. Yes, we do. And our energy surplus is 58 terawatts, and we'll initiate another one whenever we come back. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right here, guys. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, become a super chatter, become a member, and then again, I can't say this enough. Subscribe to the channel so we can hit 5,000 subscribers by July 4th. We need to beat Gen Z before he surpasses us, because I know he's going to surpass us. But if we can hit 5,000 first, then we can declare victory. So share the channel. Just get your friends to subscribe. Get your family to subscribe. Whatever. I just need subscribers. But yeah, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.